Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
To a brand new day. This morning, I'm stepping on my way. Good morning. You give me strength, you give me just what I need, and I can feel the hope that's rising in me. It's a good morning.
Yeah, thank you, Mandisa. It is a good morning. It is 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. Well, let's call it 16 minutes. What do you say about that? Just a hair shy of 16 minutes. It is the 22nd day of November 2013, the 50th anniversary of a day that, if you were alive, you don't really like to remember, but the day that President John F. Kennedy was assassinated.
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember it if you are at least 55, I would think, right?
I would think so.
Anyway, it looks like a nice day. It's Friday. Tomorrow is Light of Ocala. Good weekend ahead of us, and looking forward to the morning show. Good morning, Robin. How you doing?
Oh, just fine, Larry. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good morning.
My friend Douglas Smith is in the studio. Good morning, Doug.
Yep.
Good morning, Larry.
How you doing over there?
Doing okay.
I saw you dancing. I saw you dancing to Mandisa.
Yeah.
Dancing to Mandisa. All right, we've got a good show. 7:30, we'll kick it off at the 7:30 mark. Bring Back the Bible. Pastor Walter B. Smith brings you his 2-minute feature called Bring Back the Bible. He is, of course, from the Heritage Baptist Church. Missy Lavender coming on at 7:35. She's the founder and executive director of the Women's Health Foundation. She's coming on with Dr. Elizabeth Mueller. They are both featured on the Dr. Oz show, and there is a survey they want to talk to about. It's the Kelton Overactive Bladder Quarterly Index Survey. I know Dan just cringed because he wants us to do pop in this segment, so we will.
Yeah, but they're with Dr. Oz. Dr.
That's
Oz
pop.
is pop, you know?
So there is a pop culture connection.
That's right.
Yes,
Dr. Oz
yes.
is pop. He's super famous. Ultra famous.
But we won't be doing that type of interview in that slot once we get through all the ones that were already in place.
That's right.
News Bites today at 8:35. The hottest news from around the world brought to you bite-size. Jim George coming in at 9:05. He brings us some information as to what we can do to make our homes more entertaining, specifically through the magic of cable, the magic of Wi-Fi, the magic of modern technology. Mary Glickman is an historian, and she's got a book called Marching to Zion, a novel, but it depicts the tragic love story between a beautiful Jewish woman immigrant and a charismatic black man living in the South from 1917 through the Great Depression.
Yeah.
I believe there's some historical fact in that fiction.
Yep.
Ocala Magazine Radio today at 11:05. Kelly Hart hosts that program. Always look forward to hearing what she's got to say. 10:35 today, John Tesh is coming on the air with us. He is, of course, the host of the overnight show we do here on WOCA, and, of course, he's really big-time guy. He's a 4-time Emmy Award winner, a 2-time Grammy nominee. He's a composer, a pianist. He's the anchor. He was the anchor for 10 years with Entertainment Tonight, although that seems like a million years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, of course, the host of the John Tesh syndicated radio show I just referred to. He calls his show Intelligence for Your Life, if you didn't realize the name of his nighttime show. And he's coming on to promote something on PBS, which is also available as a CD and I think a DVD. It's John Tesh Big Band Live. It's John Tesh doing big band music, and he does it pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, he does. He's very eclectic.
And 11:05 today, we are going to remember President John F. Kennedy. We will be talking about it, and I'm inviting you all to participate. It's going to be hard to do this much else during the course of the morning, so we set aside that 25-minute segment between 11:05 and 11:30. We do not have a guest. We want you to call in. I would like to know your thoughts on the president himself, his legacy, what he left behind in regards to his work, as well as maybe some memories you might have of that day 50 years ago today.
Yeah. Very, very sad, very, very tragic. They've been saturating the news on television with their specials for the past week, and it's just so sad that something like that would happen in our country. I can see it in other countries, but in our country, I mean, some people have no regard for human life.
And it happens so often. Let's see. Our segment with Joe this morning is JFK Trivia, just to kind of stick with that theme a little bit. Mm-hmm. You and Joe on Fun with Joe. And although it'll still be fun. It'll still be fun. Even though we're remembering a terrible day, it's still fun.
Yeah.
And then on the Galen segment, I have, as I promised yesterday, the Christmas book fantasy gifts from the Neiman Marcus catalog.
Cool.
The Christmas book fantasy gifts, if you happen to have $1 gazillion, I have the gifts not only from this year, but also from last year, because they're still available, some of those from last year.
Oh, I believe that.
Right.
Sometimes they're really, really hot sellers, so they don't want to get rid of it.
And before we do anything else, and we're running out of time, I wanted to play this. This is a piece I put together yesterday in memory of the assassination of John F. Kennedy 50 years ago.
I was a child of the 60s, when dreams could be held through TV, with Disney and Cronkite and Martin Luther. And I believed.
This is ABC Radio. To repeat, in Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade today. The president now making a 2-day speaking tour of Texas. We're going to stand by for more details on the incident in Dallas. Stay tuned to your ABC station for further details. Now we return you.
Gentlemen, you'll excuse the fact that I'm out of breath, but about 10 or 15 minutes ago, a tragic thing, from all indications at this point, has happened in the city of Dallas. Let me quote to you this. And you'll excuse me if I am out of breath. A bulletin, this is from the United Press, from Dallas. President Kennedy and Governor John Connally have been cut down by assassins' bullets in downtown Dallas. They were riding in an open automobile when the shots were fired. The president, his limp body carried in the arms of his wife, Jacqueline, has rushed to Parkland Hospital. And if you'll excuse me if I give some directions.
Has anybody here seen my old friend Abraham? Can you tell me where he's gone? Greet a lot of people, but it seemed the good die young. I just looked around and he's gone. Has anybody here seen my old friend Martin? Can you tell me where he's gone? Greet a lot of people, but it seemed the good die young. I just looked around and he's gone. Has anybody here seen my old friend John? Can you tell me where he's gone? Feed a lot of people, but it seemed the good die young. I just looked around and he's gone.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
I was a child of the 60s. Dreams could be held through TV with Disney and Cronkite and Martin Luther. And I believed, I believed, I believed.
Some sound bites rather from the news from 50 years ago today. Of course, it wouldn't have happened yet at this point in the morning, sometime around noon or so. I suppose all that stuff started happening. The woman singing is Emmylou Harris, by the way. The songs, well, I believe the first song about living in the child of the 60s was her song. The other song is Dick Holler's song.
Oh, yes.
Abraham, Martin, and John.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so there you go. That's our little tribute on this 50th anniversary of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and we'll be talking more about that later on when we do our 11:05 segment. And again, I invite everybody to call in and tell us your thoughts on not only the day of the assassination, but of the man himself, what he contributed, and let's see, what you think he changed in our life. Obviously, if he made a statement that we're all going to go to the moon, or not we're all going to go, but we will land a man on the moon. That was a huge part of that, right?
Right, and also that statement that he said that there's no reason that we have the means to eradicate poverty and to treat human beings as human beings and start in our country first, and it's still, people still refuse to do that. And he also pointed out that government doesn't entitle people to anything, that God does.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's right. We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yep.
All right, let's lighten it up a little bit. We have a party, and we want to invite you to our party. The party is the WOCA Jingle Ball. It is happening at the Apple Museum, December 21st, Appleton Museum. December 21st. It's from 6:30 till 8:30. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't let the ball word fool you, because you could dance, I suppose, if you wanted. There will definitely be musicians there, classical musicians from the Ocala Symphony Orchestra. We will be stationed at different points throughout the first floor of the Appleton Museum. As you walk through enjoying the art, you'll also be enjoying the music that they provide. Christmas trees are going to be set up.
Yep, that's what Dan said. They'll have the Festival of Trees there and also the gingerbread houses.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Dan said.
So that's good. And then, of course, the food. We are having a party. If you are familiar with the Appleton Museum, you know that there's an eating area. And so that'll be decorated for the party. You are invited to be there. There's a limited seating, so you know that we can't really have a whole load of people. But we want to include you because bottom line is, and we're reminded of this all the time, you are our friends. You are like a second family to us, and so we want you to be part of it's the first time we've ever done this, where the WOCA Christmas office party is actually inviting the listeners as well.
Exactly.
So if you want to go, you need to RSVP. Just call us up and say you'd like to go. It's $20 per person. It's a fundraiser for the Feed 100 effort, which is something Kelly Hart kicked off a couple of years ago.
Right, from Ocala Magazine.
Kind of a misnamed event because she really feeds hundreds, not 100. But I think it started out as Feed 100, so she kept the name. And so this year, WOCA jumping on board. Well, we've jumped on board in the past. I know we've gone over there and handed her a check or two.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, $20 per person if you want to show up, or you can bring us a $10 toy, a new toy, or it can be more than that, but at least $10. Bring it in here. We'll stack them up here in the studio, and then we'll be delivering those toys as we get closer to Christmas. And then the price for the Jingle Ball party, the Christmas party, is only $10.
Yeah.
Okay, so
pretty awesome.
So you cut your cost in half. And it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to hanging out with some of you, having a good time. And remember, there are a limited number of seats, so you need to get your RSVP into us as soon as possible. I know it's a little bit premature because Thanksgiving is not till next Thursday. However, Thanksgiving is very late this year, right?
Yeah.
So there isn't really much time between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. And again, our party is December 21st, 6:30 till 8:30, and you are invited. Give us a call, 732-8000, and tell whoever answers the phone that you'd like to go.
And there will be a cash bar, too.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want alcohol, you have to pay for it.
You better get a corporate
right.
town car to take you home, too.
Exactly.
Do we have corporate town cars, Robin?
I don't know, but we'll check it out. Well, my car could be a corporate town car.
Yes, it could. All right, we've got to push forward. Bring back the Bible with Pastor Walter B. Smith, and then we'll begin our morning, the rest of it, all right? Deal?
Okay, deal.
Well, a good day to you, and welcome this morning to Bring Back the Bible. I'm Pastor Smith, coming to you as always from Heritage Baptist Church right here in the northeast section of Ocala. Proverbs 20 and verse 5 says, "Counsel in the heart of man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." If you travel to Greensburg, Kansas, you can pay a visit to what is billed as the world's largest hand-dug well. Construction on that well began in the 1880s. You see, as the railroads made their way across the state of Kansas, a reliable source of water for the steam engines was essential. Now, that work of that well was done by teams of men using hand tools, shovels and picks and barrels and pulleys and rope. And as they made their way downward, they would line the well shaft with limestone rock. The finished well is more than 100 feet deep. It's more than 30 feet in diameter, and it certainly took an enormous effort to reach the water, but it produced lasting results. Now, the Bible likens wise counsel to water in a deep well. Good advice is not just lying around on the surface. It takes work to find. There are plenty of people who have no idea what they're talking about, but will be more than happy to give you a piece of their mind. And sadly, there will be plenty of people to give you advice that goes directly against the authority and commandments of Scripture. Anybody who wishes to be truly wise and reap the benefits of godly counsel is going to have to reject the simple approach and put forth effort, but the effort is worth it. The Bible says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." If we reject the counsel of the world and seek the counsel of wise men, it will bring God's blessings on our lives and keep us on the right path.
Hurricane season is upon us. WOCA and Sunbelt Rentals wants you to be prepared. Sunbelt Rentals has the equipment to help, like air nailers, aerial lifts, chainsaws, chippers, and stump grinders. They have light towers, skid steer loaders, and generators, just to name a few. Sometimes you might need a little help cleaning up afterwards. Sunbelt has the equipment you need, like dehumidifiers, pumps, sewer snakes, wet dry vacs, floor dryers, carpet equipment, and more. And right now is the time to get it done, with 2 special offers just for WOCA listeners. If you rent from